I go.
Hey guys, it's Katie here with another check-in on how the marathon training is going. So this is, I guess, technically my week 3 is what we're calling it. If you have ever experienced an injury or an illness when you are in the middle of a training block or just starting a training block, you know that things can get a little bit off, so it's a little confusing. But we're gonna call this week 3, which is kind of a couple weeks into this plan because I lost a couple weeks, as you all probably know and have heard about, from the hamstring injury. So a few weeks into it, I'm jumping into it. However, the long run, I am gradually building up. So I'm starting with what the plan has as the first long run. So all that to say, we're calling this my week 3, and here's what I did this week. So Monday, I felt like I needed another extra day before I went back to the track. So I did a cycling session. I did another fun Tour de Zwift ride. I'm really enjoying these so much. It's encouraging me to do routes that I would not normally do because I like to stick with the flat ones. However, I want to get all 8 stages and unlock each of those. So this was a rather hilly one again. It was over 2,000 feet of elevation, which I normally would not do. It took me about an hour and 20 minutes, a little over 20 miles. I really enjoy these because a whole bunch of people start at the same time and we all end up kind of riding together. It's just fun. Tuesday was Track Tuesday, and I'm gonna be honest, when I looked at the targets for this, I thought there was no way in the world I was gonna be able to hit these targets. So I did a 2-mile warm-up over to the track, then did 4 100-meter strides. That's what the plan recommends, just to kind of loosen things up. Didn't want to get injured again, so I'm making sure I really stick with that, stretch. And then it was 2 by 200. My target was 429, and the actual splits I got were 432 and 433. So not too far off, closer than I really thought I was gonna be. Then after that, it was followed up by 4 by 800, and my target for the 800 was 256, and my actual splits were 259, 301, 303, and 302. And in between those was a 2-minute rest, and I did a complete rest because I just needed to catch my breath because they were very challenging targets. The Tuesday evening, I did my body pump. As I've mentioned before, that strength training, just so important to keep the muscles strong and help prevent injury. Then on Wednesday, I did another Zwift ride. This time I did a workout. This one was called Giza. And you had a warm up, then some ramp ups, and then it was 8 minutes at a little bit kind of a ladder. You went from 130, 140, 150 watts, and then back down 140, 130 with a minute recovery in between. It was a good, not too difficult workout. I don't want these to be too difficult because these cycling days in between the runs are supposed to allow my body to recover, absorb the training. So I didn't want these to be too difficult. This one was a really good one, moderately challenging, but not too hard. Then on Thursday, I did my 1 weekly swim. I had a tempo run later in the day, and keeping that in mind, I didn't want this swim to be too hard or too taxing. So did a 100-yard warm up and then 7 by 300 yards with 20-second rest. Just try to keep it nice and comfortable, and it was. And then, as I mentioned before, tried to get in that second strength training session of the week. So just quick 20 minutes, but just tried to heavy load the legs, do a little bit of upper body. And then I did my tempo run. This was, again, another one that I looked at and did not think I was going to be able to hit the targets. It was 1 mile easy and then 5 miles at mid-tempo, and my mid-tempo is 6:55, followed by another mile easy. I also knew I really needed to do this on a hilly route because I'm not doing hill repeats. The plan doesn't really have hill repeats, but Boston is a hilly course. So I chose a hilly route near our house, and I thought I would just be happy with like a 7:10, 7:15, keeping in mind I'm still getting back into shape. The route is pretty hilly, and I was really pleasantly surprised that my overall average pace for that 5 mile tempo section was 6:54, so right on target. Some of my splits were a little faster, some a little slower, accommodating for the big hill, but overall I was really pleased with this. It was a good confidence booster for me. It was also special to have Caleb and the kids come by and cheer me on since I was running close to the house. So that was my second key workout of the week. Friday, I did a lunch run. The plan does not call for this extra one. However, it does say that you can do an easy day of running. It's not going to really hurt anything as long as you keep it very easy. So it was just such a pretty day that it was too pretty not to. So I tried to keep it real easy, kept my heart rate around 132, 133, and just enjoyed the sunshine and just the fresh air and getting to do the thing that I enjoy. Saturday was the key workout number 3, which is always the long run. And this day we got to do something really special that doesn't happen very often. Caleb and I got to do our long run together. He had 20 miles, I had 17. They were going to be very similar in pace, and we had planned to go out of town. We were going to Chapel Hill, so the kids were with Nana and Papa. We went to the beautiful Tobacco Trail, which is where we both had run a marathon a couple years ago. So we knew it was a beautiful place, and we just got to go and enjoy that together. The weather was perfect. It was sunny, low like 50 to 55 degrees, and it was just a gorgeous trail. There were lots of other people out there, and we just enjoyed the quality time together and the fresh air. My goal pace for this 17-mile run was an 8:07, and we kind of figured it was going to be close to that. After thinking about it a little bit more, decided it probably needed to be a little bit faster than that for me because it is completely flat and I wasn't doing any hills. So we did the first several miles up to about mile 12. We did steady, and then around 13, I believe it was, you can see where the pace picks up. Caleb had 5 miles at marathon pace, and I tried to hang with him, and I did for about the first 2.5 miles. and I just couldn't. He's in really good shape right now, and I am still trying to get back into it. So I told him, go on ahead. I'm just going to find my spot. And so he went on ahead. I just kind of settled in and just pushed the last few miles and just enjoyed getting to be out there. And then I finished, and I did, as the book mentions, I just did a 10-minute cool down walk. And so I walked back to the hotel, and it was lovely. And I just thought about how thankful I was to be out there and be able to run and just do the thing that I love with the person that I love. And that just was the perfect way to cap off week 3 of marathon training. And next week, I will jump back in with more track work, some more challenging target paces, more tempo, another long run. This one's going to be a 20-mile long run up a mountain and back down. So a little different from the flat tobacco road, as well as some more cross training, cycling, swim, and I will check back in with another status update next week. See you guys next time.